Hello, everyone, and happy Christmas Eve. We're here at Sporting Perspective, and we got a lot of football to talk about. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season with your loved ones and everyone around you. James, do you have anything to say before we get pumping out, talking some football?
Not a whole lot. It's kind of weird that I feel like we say this all the time over the years, but as the years go by, time just seems to just fly by as well. It's crazy that 2025 is almost over.
Yeah, it's amazing, and yeah, as you say that, it's amazing that we are in the final 2 weeks of another football season, and I think we're not going to waste anyone's time today. We're just going to crank right into it. Let's take a look back at last week. We got some things we want to talk about, and then we'll bring up the games that are happening on Christmas, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, craziness all around.
So my first thing I'm going to talk about, we saw massive wins out of the Jaguars and the Bears. We saw Caleb Williams throw an absolute dart as a walk-off touchdown. Trevor Lawrence has been on a crazy run these past couple weeks, so they're the two guys I'm kind of focusing on. Two MVP candidates, I will say. I don't think either win it, but I think you could make an argument that they could be up for it. Two dudes who, one, Caleb Williams, he's in his second year. He's still young, but he has shown immense improvement. Trevor Lawrence, a guy who I don't even know what year he's in now, but both number one overall picks, both guys who've had a lot of pressure on them, and they're really turning it around. Both guys are going to be in the playoffs, it looks like, unless Jacksonville just completely craps the bed, but I doubt that happens.
Oh, they clinched. They clinched.
Did they clinch? Oh.
Yeah, yeah. They're one of the three teams that clinched due to Indianapolis losing on Monday.
Oh. Well, good. I'm glad I'm paying attention as a podcast host on an NFL show. But either way, two guys that really just needed to put their foot forward in the best of ways, and they're really doing that. So Caleb was a guy we talked about a lot at the beginning of the season, saying that uh, you know had he continued playing like he did his rookie year, who knows if the Bears would want to keep him. I mean, he just looked like a dude who was under a lot of stress, couldn't make the right reads, couldn't make the throws. Oh, it's just another Bears quarterback who's going to fail. And then Trevor Lawrence has just been one of those guys where he's fine, like he's solid, but he's not quite living up to that like, oh, he's Peyton Manning who can also run. And like I said, both guys are looking stellar out there, and the future looks bright for both those organizations.
Yeah, kind of to bounce off of exactly what you're talking about here, I'll actually just go into my first point. We can go back and forth on it. I want to give a lot of credit to the head coaches of both those guys. Liam Cohen has been really good in his first year at Jacksonville, and Ben Johnson's been really good as a head coach in Chicago. And I think both these quarterbacks have heavily benefited off the fact that they have two very good offensive minded guys that are leading them the right way. And one of the biggest signs of it, is we've talked about Detroit's struggles. I get they have injuries and stuff like that, but like just go back to last week. I think they had 18 total rushing yards, which is crazy in Detroit. They've really kind of had weeks where they've struggled, and Goff hasn't crazily stepped back, but he just doesn't feel like they don't feel like the same offense that they were a year ago. And then you look over in Tampa Bay, and they look completely lost at times. They can't win a game. Baker doesn't look like the same guy with Cohen no longer there. So a lot of credit goes to both of these coaches as well. And, I get there's a lot of guys you can make claims for Coach of the Year, but these two are right up there.
Yeah, and the NFL is such an interesting sport. It's such a war of attrition. A lot of it is who is healthy at the end of the year. I mean, there's certain teams where your starting quarterback gets hurt, your season's most likely over.
Yeah.
Um, and regardless if it's on the defensive side of the ball, the offensive side of the ball, the Bears and the Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars have dealt with their injuries, but they made a big trade and brought Myers over to kind of replace
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, and the Bears for the most part have been pretty healthy. I know Odunze's hurt, but he should be. I would think he'll be back for the playoffs. But you mentioned Tampa Bay and you mentioned Detroit, and both those teams just got annihilated with injuries, and that's one of the big reasons that they faltered. Along with, like you said, both of their offensive coordinators are now the head coaches of the teams we're talking about. Um, so yeah, hats off to Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen.
Yeah. And I'll say this before we go into our second thing. Seeing the successes of both these guys, I'm pretty sure the sexy hire this coaching cycle, when it starts here in a couple weeks, will definitely be, let's go get that next great offensive coordinator as our head coach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see after the season ends. What do they call it? Black Friday or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Or Dark Monday.
Dark Monday or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But, all right. Well, I'll give it over to you for your second point.
Second point, super simple, super quick. It's funny we're still talking about the Chiefs, just not the team, or not the players they're putting out on the field. Their season's already come to an end. They're on their third string quarterback. They're in it's rough over there in Kansas City, but good news or bad news, depending. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I don't know what the fans think of this, but they have plans. I think in 2031, I want to say they're building a new stadium, and it's going to be in Kansas, not on the Missouri side. And it looked like from the renderings I saw, I think it might be a dome. So that'll be interesting. If anything, that'll just probably heighten the noise because those fans are already crazy. Arrowhead is such an iconic stadium. I'm curious to see what happens to it. I've actually been out to Arrowhead. I went there for an Ed Sheeran concert with Ashley.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And it is in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the parking lot sucks. It is connected to where the Royals play, which is kind of cool. So you have two stadiums right there, but there's nothing around it. We walked 30 minutes to an hour after the show ended to get out of the hullabaloo of the parking lot to get to a bar to wait out people leaving to then hop in a Uber Lyft to get back to our hotel. But it was it's worse than Cardinal Stadium. There's literally nothing around there. It's just forest. And then all of a sudden
from the shot. Yeah, I've seen that.
I mean, but it's so weird. Obviously, NFL stadiums, it doesn't matter. For the most part, it doesn't matter because you're there tailgating, and then you go into the game and then you leave. But man, there was nothing around there. There's no bars to hang out at. It was kind of weird. So, yeah, big news out of Kansas City. Just should be another big stadium, probably one that'll host a Super Bowl. I would think with it being a dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw two interesting things about it, I guess. The owners of the Chiefs aren't lacking any money. I heard what they're worth $24 billion, so they're not lacking on money. So I think they're paying for the whole thing. That's what it sounds like. And then second thing, which I saw in a tweet, which I thought was pretty phenomenal, or surprising a lot. This is going to be because technically Missouri is going to lose the team. This will be the 8th team Missouri's lost. Professional sports team. Wow. Going back to the 1950s.
Yeah, because all the St. Louis teams that have left and
Cardinals, A's, they had the St. Louis Royals, Rams. They've lost so many teams. It's wild. So I don't know what's going on in Missouri with that, but yeah, odd. But yeah, they're just going. The stadium's going to be. I saw 25 miles just on the other side of Kansas City. So,
well, if you talk to a Kansas fan,
yeah,
Kansas basketball, Kansas football, I guess it doesn't matter. Just Kansas in general. Missouri sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard that rivalry. Yeah. All right. Well, my second point, I just wanted to talk about the Thursday night football game that we had last week. Seattle and LA Rams playing against each other. I thought it was one of the best games that we've seen all season. Also, another rivalry game, the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears. We talked about the Bears a little bit, but we really have gotten spoiled with some great football recently, and both of those games could very well be playoff games. I just kind of the best of the best, and this is what you want to see out of NFL football games at this time of the year. So I just want to kind of give them kudos that, you know, we may rag on a lot of teams and stuff like that and their difficulties and everything like that, but both those games were phenomenal watches.
Yeah, I was highly entertained, and that 2 point conversion was the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
My last point is DK Metcalf punched a fan. He's suspended the final 2 games of the year, which is a huge detriment to Pittsburgh, who technically hasn't wrapped up the division, have they?
No, they have not.
So that's pretty big to lose your number one receiver like that. Because after that, I mean, you're throwing to Rodgers will be throwing to like Thielen, maybe Calvin Austin if he comes back, and MVS. I think I want to say Valdez Scantling.
I guess also there are three tight ends that they use.
Yeah, yeah, Fryermuth and that Washington. That guy's a house of a human.
He's a beast. Yeah.
But anyways, I thought that was interesting. Funny, I was listening to a podcast today, and Mike Golick was on it, and he was talking about how a security guard had to hold him back once when he was going to go at a fan, and he wasn't mad at DK for doing that. And it seems like a lot of people aren't as upset as you'd think. Like, I haven't heard the media come out and like bash DK, be like, what a moron, what the hell is he doing? You cannot do that to a fan. So I might have to go back and revisit that video just to see what the fan did. I mean, I've heard that the fan said some things that he probably shouldn't have been saying
Yep.
To DK, whether it was about family, whether it was about race. I'm not entirely sure, but at the end of the day, I feel like words, I don't know. You know, that old saying, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt me. I mean, I don't know. You're an athlete. Like, was it justified? I don't know. Probably shouldn't just be going around punching people, but you now are suspended 2 games. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite Pittsburgh in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, my thing with it is, if you're an athlete, you just shouldn't go into the stands. You shouldn't touch anyone, anything like that. Definitely don't do that. That said, I will. If you've seen the video, which a lot of people have, like, this dude's a moron. I mean,
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he's a moron. I mean, he's wearing a blue wig. I mean,
He should never be allowed in an NFL stadium again.
I've heard he's lawyered up and everything like that, and apparently now there's even like a side view of it where everyone's seen like the thing. The side view of it, actually, he doesn't even look like he's throwing a punch. It looks like he's lifting the guy up. So there's like an angle that even shows that like it's not even a punch. It's like a get away from me like thing. Yeah, I mean, you can't touch anyone in the stands, but like, yeah, I've heard the race, I've heard the things about family, but the guy's claiming that all he did was call DK Metcalf by his official government name, which no one's going to respond that way to.
No.
But then on top of it, the one thing I will say about DK Metcalf, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're in the middle of a game. Why are you talking to a fan?
Why are you that far behind the bench?
Yeah, why are you that far behind the bench? Which is another thing that's weird. But yeah, the fan's a moron. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my last thing, actually, I just got to throw this out there. A few years ago, the NFL went from 17 weeks to 18 weeks. And in a lot of cases, less is more. And I think we're kind of going into that period right now where, less is more. We got a lot of games on the slate these next 2 weeks that I'm not going to call them meaningless, but they're borderline meaningless. And we're seeing a lot of guys getting reps that, would probably get reps in like preseason. So it's just kind of frustrating unless you're still alive in your fantasy football weeks. I don't know why you'd really be watching these games on Christmas because like they're not great games. Because, I mean, the AFC is all but wrapped up at this point except for one spot, which Pittsburgh just has to win one game, or Baltimore has to lose one, which very well could happen on this weekend. And the NFC itself is all but wrapped up. It's just got that one final spot with the Packers and Detroit kind of fighting for it, but like it's the same thing. Packers just need one thing to go their way. I when you're expanding and you're getting more games, you get the risk of this happening. And it doesn't happen every year where everything's wrapped up 2 weeks to go. But it's like, it's a little frustrating that you wish you were in the old system of 17 weeks at this point, and we only had 1 week of, and it's kind of garbage.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Um, but honestly, I wouldn't mind if they took away a preseason game. I think three is plenty. That's 3 weeks for you to get ready. If you want to. I mean, some teams like the Cardinals. I didn't think the Cardinals played Kyler Murray at all in the preseason. He might have played like a snap.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so people aren't even taking the preseason seriously. They're just going into week one. And then, yeah, like you said, I mean, 17 weeks I thought was plenty long enough for these guys. That's a lot of football to then for some of these guys to go into the playoffs and play another 3-4 weeks. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a business and it's just all about the money right now.
Yeah. And some of the quarterbacks that will be playing during the next 4 or 5 days didn't even know they were people. The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback still can't pronounce his name. So,
He is a South Dakota State guy, and
yeah,
Ashley had no idea who he was.
I mean, that's a really bad sign. That's really bad.
And she follows, I mean, obviously Kansas uh, basketball and football, she cares a little bit more about.
Yeah,
But I mean, SDSU is her alma mater, so like she was locked in to the FCS playoffs, seeing how SDSU would do, and she tries to watch him most weeks, and she didn't even know who that guy was. Granted, he was like the quarterback in 2021. It was like COVID was still prevalent. Like it was kind of a weird. She
yeah.
said something about the FCS playoffs that year being in like May,
Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
and
It
I
was all
think he
messed
must have.
up.
He was there for like 1 year. He was. It looked. I looked him up, and he was one of those guys. Like he was at a junior college, then he went to like some tiny school, and then transferred to SDSU for 1 year.
Okay.
But good for him. He's in the NFL.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into our picks. Before we do that, really fast, shout out to the old men in the room. Philip Rivers doing his thing at 44, and we're going to roll right into one. Josh Johnson's going to start for the Commanders. So 19th year. Can't believe he's still in the league, but here we are. Josh
Look up
Johnson.
his Wikipedia and look at all the teams. Ashley and I counted the other day when he came into the game. I went on his Wikipedia. He had something like he's played for like 18 teams or something crazy.
It's insane. Like,
17. I don't know. It was a lot. I mean, some
oh,
of them are repeats, so I
yeah,
tried not to do the repeats.
yeah. But
But
he's been everywhere. Yeah,
yeah,
he's been everywhere.
hell
But
of a career.
all right, well, let's jump into it. We got 3 Christmas Day games. James is going to be using a coin because we don't know what's going on in the world. We got Dallas heading to Washington. Who do you got? Or who does the coin got?
Okay, so I don't have to say every single team moving forward. I'm just gonna do home team is heads and away team is tails. So
Cool.
just when you say, obviously, I'm pretty sure you say like
Yeah.
blah, like blah 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 traveling to or So
Yep.
anyways, um,
So Dallas heading to Washington.
okay. So Washington is a home team. Heads.
All right, cool. You got Dallas. I actually also have Dallas. I can't bet on the old man, so I'll take Dallas.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the second game. Detroit heading to Minnesota.
Tails. Detroit's gonna keep their season alive. Hopefully. I think last I saw, Max Brosmer is starting at quarterback for the Vikings
Yeah.
because JJ McCarthy has like a fracture.
Yeah, so yeah, the Minnesota season's been really sad. I'm taking Detroit in this one. I just feel like they've got more guys that are healthy. They got to really figure out the quarterback situation in Minnesota. They just can't stay healthy,
Detroit needs to
especially
figure out their run game.
Detroit needs to figure out their run game too. All right, last game of Christmas Day. Denver heading to Kansas City. As you were talking about, Kansas City going to be going to the new stadium. Kansas City's quarterback still can't pronounce his name, and Denver looks really good. I got Denver.
Please be tails.
Yeah.
Tails.
All right, you got Denver. That one's pretty much self-explanatory. 13-point line. Kansas City season's pretty much at a loss. Let's go over to Saturday. This is actually a really good game. Houston heading to LA to take on the Chargers. This one's got deep playoff implications on the line. Houston is slated at the 7th seed. They're the only AFC team yet to clinch.
Heads. So Chargers, right?
Chargers, yeah, Chargers, yeah. No, wait. Yeah, Chargers, yeah, yeah. I also have the Chargers. So the defense has been really good with the Texans for me, but last week a little bit scary. Didn't really move the ball against the Raiders. Raiders are terrible. But that defense is really good. I'm still going to take the Chargers. They looked good against Dallas last week.
Hampton looks good too. I think Hampton's back. He's
Yeah,
had a game under him. And Herbert's looking a lot better with that huge cast on his left arm.
yep. Two teams here that are really beat up. Baltimore heading to Green Bay. Who knows what we're going to see how the quarterback situation at this point for both of these teams. I'm taking Green Bay. Let's see what the coin says.
Yeah, we'll see what the coin says. Love is banged up with a concussion. I saw Malik Willis came out and said he was pretty sore after that game, so you would think Malik Willis will be the starter potentially, unless Jordan Love can clear concussion protocols, but they might have to sign someone because I don't even know if they have anyone else on their roster. Tails.
Oh, you got Baltimore. You never know.
We'll see if Lamar Jackson even plays too. It might be Snoop.
That's the other thing too. So, all right, let's head to Sunday's games. A lot of these games are, in my opinion, kind of throwaway games, and this is the first one is a throwaway game. Arizona heading to Cincinnati. I'm going to take Cincinnati. Arizona needs everything at this point.
Interesting rumor I've seen. This could be a Joe Burrow, Arizona fans, keep an eye on how Joe Burrow plays. I've seen rumors of potentially going after him in the offseason and bringing Burrow to Arizona.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Gotta find it. Heads.
Nah, there you go. Cincinnati.
Right?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. I feel pretty confident on that one. Pittsburgh heading to Cleveland. I guess, two big storylines out of this one. Pittsburgh wins, they clinch. Myles Garrett needs one sack to break the all-time sack record for a season.
What ended up happening with that sack of...
They gave him half a sack.
They gave him half, so he still is he's a half sack behind?
He's a half sack behind.
Okay.
So he needs one to break the record.
Tails.
You got Pittsburgh. That's probably the safe one on that one. I'm surprised that line's only 3.5. I thought it would be more.
No DK.
No DK, true.
But the run game for Pittsburgh has been absolutely bonkers. Both Gainwell and Warren are just running over dudes.
Didn't think I was going to say this at any point this season. Both these teams are coming off of wins, so both these teams on winning streaks. Weird. New Orleans heading to Tennessee. I have New Orleans. Tyler Shucks actually looked pretty good.
I have heads.
Get Tennessee.
Go Cam Ward.
Okay. Jacksonville heading to Indianapolis. Indianapolis, we're going to see who's going to be playing quarterback. I'll be surprised now if it's Phillip Rivers. Jacksonville, we've talked about them a lot in the show already. They've looked great.
Tails.
You've got Jacksonville. Yep.
I'm pretty safe with that.
I think you're pretty safe with that one. Battle of Florida in our next game. Tampa Bay, we've talked about struggling. Heading down to Miami. Their season's over. I don't have much to say about Miami at this point. Outside Quinn Ewers played last week. Didn't look horrible, but they still got routed. So I got Tampa Bay.
Tails. Tampa
You
Bay as well.
also you also have Tampa Bay. Probably one of the worst games on the slate here. New England heading to the Jets. New England favored by 14 points. Jets still starting Brady Cook out of Missouri. And New England, good comeback, good come from behind victory against Baltimore on Sunday night. Um, yeah, New England is my pick.
Heads. I got the Jets.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
Go Brady Cook. The only thing good coming out of Missouri right now.
Yeah, it'll be the upset of the year. That's for sure. Um, Next game, Seattle. This is actually a good one. Seattle heading to Carolina. I've got Seattle. I know it's tough to go cross country, but Seattle is just playing so good right now. Coming off of that win against the Rams, they have an extended rest. Carolina might be pretty beat up from that Tampa Bay game. Pretty emotional win. I'm going to take Seattle here.
Carolina's an interesting team because they have like a -40 uh, point differential. If I remember
Jeez,
right,
my goodness.
was it? Well, now I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think it was Carolina because they're -40 in point differential, but they could make the playoffs.
Ugh.
Tails.
You got
Thank God I got
Seattle. Yeah.
Seattle.
Um, So this next game probably has no implication at all for the season, but for the draft, this one's huge. Giants heading to Vegas. If I have it right, this is 1 and 2 right now in the draft order. So this has big draft implications of who may be going where and everything like that. It's kind of like the Mendoza Bowl a little bit. I have to say, a lot of people's stock on Jackson Dart has faded fast and hard. He completed his first pass last week with like 2 minutes to go in the first half. Not good.
Yeah, he was like 7 of 13 or something weird for like 70 yards. I don't even think he topped 100 yards.
Really bad.
Tails.
Oh, you're going with the Giants. Somehow they got to score some points. I got Vegas. I think Vegas looked good against Houston. I think Pete Carroll might be fighting for his job, which is crazy. Only 2 games in that late slate. It's that trash game, and then it's this phenomenal game between the Eagles and Bills. Bills at home. What does the coin say? I'm going to take Buffalo here.
Oops, I didn't flip that correctly. Heads.
You got Buffalo as well.
I'll take it. Josh Allen's a little banged up, so it'll be interesting to see how his foot holds up, not only up into the game, but maybe through the game as well.
Sunday Night Football on this Christmas week is also a very good one. Chicago Bears heading to San Francisco. This actually could very well determine who gets a bye in the first round. So this is important for especially a San Francisco team that is a little banged up. Chicago, I think this is pretty valuable for the bye is important. Let's just leave it at that. The bye is important. I'm going to take San Francisco at home.
I got heads, so San Francisco as well.
So we'll see what happens there. But Niners in the last game of the week, Monday Night Football, kind of a stinker. Rams heading to Atlanta. I'm taking the Rams. They're still my Super Bowl pick. So sticking with that.
Heads. I guess
You
I
got
got Atlanta.
it.
I need Bijan to go off.
Yeah, you need craziness to happen there. So that's the Christmas week slate right there. And do you have anything to add? Anything you want to say about any of it, or are we good?
I hope the Cardinals lose and just continue beefing up that draft stock of theirs.
That would be definitely a good
It always
thing.
sucks as a fan, hoping like rooting for your team to lose, but that
Kind
team
of,
means so much. It's
I don't know. It's kind of where we're at. So yeah. Well, in the spirit of Christmas, we got a wonderful top five this week. We're gonna do our top five Christmas movies. Um, so yeah, we'll just get right on into it. James, what is your number five?
Home Alone. a movie that seems to always be on my YouTube TV. I was actually watching it the other day. Just kind of classic, fun movie. It's really not a good movie, but it's a fun and entertaining movie.
Yep.
Never would happen today with
No.
cell phones and tracking devices and ring doorbells and man, Kevin, that kid, he'd be put in jail for life for some of the stuff he did.
I think 4 of the 5 movies that I wrote down here would not happen today with cell phones and just the world the way it is. I don't think 4 of my 5 movies would happen. So I'll jump right into my fifth one, and it is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, a classic, just a fun, goofy movie back when Chevy Chase was actually good at what he did and people actually liked him. But it's a phenomenal cast, and it's a silly, fun movie that was made in the '80s and has no prayer of ever being made today.
At number 4, I have the Santa Claus.
Okay.
I think I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while, but I remember my sisters and I always thought Neil and his sweaters were just hilarious, and Tim Allen would always make fun of Neil and the sweaters he wore. But overall, I mean, it's a good movie. I remember watching it a ton as a kid. So these
I don't,
sequels were not good,
no,
but
the
the
sequels
first original one was good.
the sequels are not good, and they tried. This was 3 years ago. They tried to reboot a series on Disney Plus, and
Oh
that was
yeah,
not good. Yeah, they tried hard with that, and it just didn't work. Um, my number 4 is actually a collide of 2 holidays, and I have The Nightmare Before Christmas, which
great movie.
some will argue is a Halloween movie. I'll argue it's more on the Christmas side. Regardless, great movie, phenomenally made, and with time just kind of has gotten more and more appreciation. I guess it's the best way to put it. Music is fantastic, but that's my number 4.
Christmas isn't the name of that movie. I'll just say that. I
Yeah,
mean, you can argue it's a Halloween movie, obviously, and I think it is, but Christmas isn't the name of that movie.
yeah.
Tim Burton classic. Number 3, I have Elf. Just another one that always seems, for me and Ashley, it's always very rewatchable. We watched it. I think we were watching it this past. Yeah, I guess Well, she was watching it when I was at golf last Friday, but I came home to like the second half of the movie. So one of Will Ferrell's best movies, I think.
Yeah.
Again, another classic. Yeah.
Yeah. So number 3, I actually also have Home Alone. Just a fun watch, very silly. I also like the second one. I'm kind of giving the edge to the first one. I thought it was just more creative and everything like that. Hell of a cast. Every single time I watch it, I'm just reminded of like, oh, that guy was in there too. But really cool script, overall really cool story. Could never happen today, but I have it at 3. It's a good one for Christmas.
Yeah, the second one's good too in New York, and there's a Donald Trump sighting.
There is a Donald Trump sighting, that's true.
And the lady from Angels in the Outfield, who's the pigeon lady.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So number 2, I have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Just any of those Chevy Chase vacation movies are, oh my god, they're so rewatchable. They're so funny. Yeah, it's just a fun movie.
yep. Can't go wrong there. So my number 2, I know there's been a lot of debate about this one, but it happens on Christmas Eve. Therefore, I'm calling it a Christmas movie, and I think we're guiding more and more towards that. I got Die Hard, which is just a phenomenal watch. Great movie, great cast. Obviously the first one of the Die Hard series, but so many iconic lines, and yeah, I got that at number 2.
Yeah, Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie, and it is not only is it a Christmas movie, it's also just like a great movie.
Yeah,
Number 1, I have is obviously the greatest Christmas movie of all time. That's why I put it at number 1. It's a movie near and dear to my heart. One that my sister Madeline and I always quote. One that you and I used to always quote.
Oh,
Just Friends.
oh, fantastic movie.
Just Friends, hilarious. Probably couldn't get remade today with some of the jokes that are in that movie. There's a lot of underlying things that are hilarious. I mean, it's definitely a
Yeah.
an older movie. You can get by, I think, with like little, maybe not little kids, but there's stuff that when you rewatch it as an adult, you find it so much more funny. Um, but yeah, Ryan Reynolds, um, and the brother. Oh my God, the brother. The brother's hilarious. It's just a great movie.
Fantastic.
Dinkelman, Dusty Dinkelman.
I totally forgot about Just Friends. Just Friends is such a great movie, and if I were redoing this list, that would probably get on here. I just completely forgot about that. They've got so many great lines.
Yeah,
Guys
the
should watch
jig is up.
that. um, oh, I still quote that thing. Go around
Yeah,
swinging.
Dusty.
Yeah. um, well, my number one's Elf. I think as a millennial, I think a lot of us have that in our top three for obvious reasons. Great cast, actually ridiculous cast. Where Will Ferrell is fantastic in it, and it has just kind of stretched time. Zoe Deschanel is in it, just craziness of great talent. So
The
Elf is
legend
my,
Jimmy Kahn plays the
yeah,
father.
yep. Um, so that's my
Or
number
James
one,
Kahn. Now I can't remember his name.
James Caan.
Yeah, James Kahn.
Yeah, which he looks like he wants to just hit Will Ferrell the whole movie. My one omission outside of Just Friends, A Christmas Story is also fantastic. Love A Christmas Story.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Everyone have a good Christmas.
Everyone have a wonderful Christmas, and I guess we'll see you right before the New Year potentially. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
interested to see how the numbers play with the NFL now intruding onto NBA on Christmas Day.
This is going to be the first for me. Every year that this has happened, the games on Christmas have been like deeply playoff implicated. This is the first year where the teams that are playing, there's not much being played for. So it's going to be interesting to see where everyone goes.
Yeah. I'll be honest. The NBA, I have a fantasy NBA team, but if it wasn't for that, I think I would probably only follow the Suns. I don't know. The NBA needs to figure out. I mean, we're not even doing an NBA show this year. If that goes to show you the level of attention we've paid to that league. Um, yeah, I don't know. Adam Silver. I mean, the NBA. Oh, I will say this: the in-season tournament was kind of fun. I watched that last weekend. Hats off to the Knicks. But as for like regular season, it's like you never know who's going to play on any given day, and it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's just not. NBA is almost turning into a 3 month league for me, and that's the playoffs.
Yeah, it's
I
really
mean,
just make the playoffs. You probably follow the team you follow. I don't. Other than maybe like the diehards who have league pass, I don't know many people who like. I don't care to watch a random NBA game anymore.
no, it's just the season's too. Yeah, and that's a whole debate for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and yeah, eat a lot of food, watch a lot of football. We'll see y'all later.